everyone, and welcome back to my work table. Sorry it's been a little bit of a time since the last video. I started work and things have gotten a little bit hectic. I'm working a lot more hours than I originally thought I would, so I need to relearn a new schedule, but that's okay. Today I'm working on this card. I actually made it for my husband, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. In this video, I wanted to talk about how the convention went and a few other things that have gone on during the time. It was so much fun. I have not been to a convention since 2019. I think 2019 was the last convention, which, I mean, fair, everything kind of got a little screwed up after that. But it was a lot of fun, and I met a lot of cool people. I had such a wonderful turnout. In fact, some of you listening now might have been there at my table, and if so, hello! I hope you had fun as well. Honestly, it was a blast. I had, one of my favorite things was across the aisle from where my table was a guy who did balloon animals and other things, but he did a lot of things like swords. There was this one kid that had a bow and arrow, and it was the cutest thing, and he was so happy. And then he did a lot of Pokemon and stuff like that. It was fun. It was a lot of fun to watch him. My favorite thing he had, though, was this giant Venom. And you know, like Venom from Marvel. It was made completely out of balloons. Wow. and he could wear it too. It was the torso up, and he shimmied it over his shoulders, and then he put on these massive gloves for the hands, and so his head was in the torso, and the head of Venom was higher up, and so anytime he walked around, he had to make sure he bent over enough so it wouldn't hit any door frames.
Gotta do it, man.
Come on.
It's very tall.
You can do that with that character anyway.
If you hear the kitten, I'm sorry. My brother is now staying with us and brought his kitten, and she's very happy to have a friend right now. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Loved watching him do his stuff. Some other costumes that I saw. There was this lady that was dressed as Anastasia from that animated movie. Holy guacamole! Her dress was phenomenal, but not only that, her crown sparkled just like in the movie. I could see her from across the room, and it was incredible. And her necklace matched and everything. Honestly, the whole ensemble was gorgeous. And I talked to her and I'm like, hey, I love your outfit. I love your costume. That's absolutely gorgeous. She made that dress. And I think she said her friend made the crown, but it was handmade, guys. It was beautiful. Absolutely loved it. And I loved all of the kids. There were so many small children, and they were all so cute. Absolutely adorable. There was this one little boy that was dressed as Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. So cute. There was a tiny, I think she was like 4, I don't know. She was itty bitty, and she was dressed as Wonder Woman, and she was just living her dream. She was going everywhere, and she was so excited. I loved her. It was so cute to watch. So the balloon art guy, he had a panel that I went to, my sister and I went to it, and he taught us how to make Pikachu and Eevee out of balloons. There was a lot of squeaking and there was a lot of popping, but it was so much fun. Tiny little Pikachu and Eevee. We had a lot of fun with that one. There weren't a lot of panels we went to, but to be honest, I don't go to the conventions for panels very often. It has to really stick out to me for me to want to attend to one. I'm not saying panels are bad, I would rather be behind the table, you know? There were some really cool guests there. I didn't get a chance to talk to anybody, but my husband got to meet the Green Power Ranger. Got to get his autograph and stuff, and that was fun. He actually dressed up for the convention, so I dressed up in a steampunk kind of outfit. I found a pair of brown pants that I just found at a thrift store, and I had this poofy white blouse. And then I got some green fabric to make like a kind of sash, but I 3D printed some accessories. So a lot of fun, really. So, oh, and I had a corset. I had a really nice brown corset. I got a lot of compliments on that corset. That was nice. But my favorite was my husband's costume because he has a collection of Transformers, and he has this massive one. It's literally the size of a small child. So my best friend, her roommate, she's also my friend, she has a cricket. And so she printed out a shirt for him to wear that said World's Greatest Dad or Galaxy. I think it was Galaxy's Greatest Dad. I'll have to look again. But World's Greatest Dad in the Transformers font on the back in gold. It was a gray shirt. And then he bought one of those baby carriers, the kind where you can have your baby on your chest and stuff. He put the Transformer in it and walked around the convention hall like that. It was so fun, and he got so many compliments and pictures about it. But he didn't wear it the second day, and he had so many people come up to him and be like, "Where's your kid? Where's the child?" It was so fun. And it was actually, this was my husband's first convention. And honestly, I'm so glad it was this one because he got to experience the camaraderie and the generosity and the joy that I do. And it was so fun. It was fun to watch him run around and have fun. That man vanished. He would come say hi to me and check up and drop off stuff that he had purchased. He didn't buy a lot, but he would come and say hi for like 5 minutes, and then he'd be gone for an hour. And I would never see him again. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There were a lot of really cool costumes, wonderful people. Everyone was just so nice. And honestly, it was so incredible to be back in that world. If you've never been to a convention, of any kind really, I really do recommend it. It's so much fun. There's a sense of community among each other, especially in Artist Alley. We all want each other to succeed, and we all want to have fun. And anyone that treats it like a competition kind of just really misses out, because we work together and we enjoy ourselves, and it's really good. A lot of fun, and I'm so glad I was able to go back to it. I also had some wonderful neighbors. On one side, I had this lady that made a lot of really cool, like witchy things almost. But my favorite thing that she made were these little plush Cerberus dolls. And I got one. Here it is. It's so fluffy. And my first thought with him was to make like a tiny little cape or like a little hats. I'm gonna have fun with this, and you're probably gonna see him pop up in some more frequent videos. But she was really nice. It was fun chatting with her. And then on the other side, wow, these people. Wow. They made these drawings, like the artwork and stuff, for all kinds of different things. And what most artists do is they'll take their art, and once they finish it, they print it off at like a print shop or something, and make a whole bunch of copies, and that's what they sell. These ladies printed, it was like acid printing, but instead of paper, it was metal sheets. They would do it like acid. They did it themselves. They didn't have another company do it. They had the sheets, and they cut them out, and they acid printed. She told me about how it all worked, and I was just enamored with the process. It sounded so cool. So they were a lot of fun to talk to. And to go back to the whole camaraderie community thing, my best friend was there with me, and she was helping me with my table and all that, and I'm eternally grateful for that. She did so much to help me, and it was so much fun to go to a convention with her again after so long. But I was talking with her, and she brought this stand in order to hold my cards, and I fell in love with it. And she's like, yeah, I'll send you the link so you can order one. They've got all kinds of different sizes and styles and stuff. And I'm like, sweet, totally gonna get my hands on one for the next convention because this is incredible. Apparently these ladies overheard that conversation, because later on that day, she came over to me and she's like, hey, so I heard you were talking about needing a stand. And they had the exact same stand. Well, okay, not the exact same. They had a similar stand, same company, but theirs was a lot wider and narrower. They used it to hold their metal bookmarks, which I got one, of course, or two, technically. But they weren't from Alaska. They were from out of state. And she said, I don't want to have to try and fly with this thing again. Do you want it? And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, no, seriously, you would be doing me a favor. I don't want to fly with this, and I don't really need it. And you were talking about how you needed one, and so if you want it, you can have it. And I'm like, heck yeah! It was so nice of her, and I have it. It's under my bed in here right now because I don't need it at this very moment. But it was so incredibly nice. And she showed me, after everything was done and we were packing up everything, she showed me how to take it apart and put it together and what pieces are needed and where. And it was so incredibly nice. And I'm so incredibly grateful. That kind of generosity and kindness, and that's what I love about conventions, especially Artist Alley. I will always go to an Artist Alley. And that's honestly why I kept going for the longest time, because, to be honest, I've been going to conventions since I was 17. No, 16. Since I was 16. Okay, so I've been going to conventions since I was 16. And going to Artist Alley, like participating in Artist Alley, a year later from that first one. And every year I tried something different to sell. And every year I sold maybe 2 or 3 things. I really did not do well at all. I didn't make any money, let alone enough to cover even the ticket. But I still had fun, and my friend was doing stuff with me, and she was blowing it out of the water. She was just amazing. She had stuff that people wanted, and she is very talented and skilled, and I'm very, very proud of the things that she's made. And I'm very impressed with the things that she's made. But I never gave up. I just kept trying to come up with other things and other ideas, other items to make. And then as each year, as the time progressed, I would sell more and more, but I never made it past even. I would break even, I want to say twice, but I never really made a profit. One year, the most I think I ever made was, I want to say $80, which was impressive. That was the most I had ever made. But that was over 2 or 3 days, so it really wasn't a lot. But I kept going back because I loved being a part of the whole experience. The experience alone made it worth it. I just knew if I wanted to go to the next convention to save up the money so that I could afford the tickets and everything. And so I kept going, I kept trying. But this past convention, I don't know if it's because I finally found the right... I was going to the same convention for many years. This one was completely different. So I don't know if it's because I found the right convention. I don't know if it's because I found the right state. I could have gotten better at what I was making, for all I know. I don't know. I don't know what exactly changed, but I sold out of my stuff. It was insane. I ran out of all of my flower crowns. I even made 4 crowns. So the convention was Saturday, Sunday, right? I made 4 crowns Saturday night because I was down to 2. And I knew I wasn't gonna be able to make much more than that. And those sold out. I sold out of my yarn tails, which I do want to make a video of eventually. I sold out of, well, I didn't sell out. I got incredibly close to selling out of my flower clips. You know that little green bird I made in the last live stream? He found a home, and I'm very happy. I fell in love with that one, and I'm so glad someone else did as well. But it was just crazy. This had never happened before. Really, the only thing I didn't sell were my cards, and to be honest, I really didn't expect to because I knew it wasn't the exact right niche for it, but it filled out my table, so it looked good. I did sell 1. I sold 1, which made me very happy. But good heavens, I was just absolutely floored with how well everything turned out. I tripled my ticket money. Like the cost of my table and ticket and everything, I tripled it. It was actually quadrupled. It's more like quadrupled. I made so much money, guys. It was, and like that may not seem like a lot, honestly. I mean, my friend, the money she would make, comparatively, it's not a lot, but to me, it was incredible. And it really made me want to create because now I know people like what I have to offer. And to be honest, that wasn't really super important to me, but it doesn't hurt. But it was a lot of fun. My friend and my sister had a blast. We all got to hang out together and enjoy ourselves, and we bought all kinds of merch. So much merch. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm incredibly grateful for the experience that I had, and I can't wait to see what my next convention has in store. I'm still looking into it. I don't know where I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna look at some craft fairs. With this job, it's gonna be taking up my summer quite a bit, but who knows, maybe I'll find some stuff. But here is the final product of the card. I'm very happy with how it turned out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for letting me ramble just a bit. I know it wasn't really a full-on story and I was kind of all over the place, but I really just wanted to chat with you guys for a bit and talk about how the convention went and kind of my thoughts on that. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and or evening, and I promise I will get some more videos out now that I've gotten a bit more of a handle on work. It shouldn't be as much of a gap, but we'll see what happens. But until next time, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye! Really? You're really making this a lot harder than it needs to be. Yeah?